on to you, Taurus. So you, Taurus, actually have the Three of Cups, the Empress, and the Ten of Wands. So for you, very much so, kind of more so wanting people to stay out of your business. Three of Cups, the Empress, choosing to be a little bit more of a lone wolf, ironically. This part of the year, wanting to keep things really tight-knit between yourselves and your family, right? The people that you're genetically related to. And the Ten of Wands, staying away from the drama, in essence, right? And the Nine of Swords, not wanting them to actually come back. So there's this instance that you think that people that you don't even want to talk to anymore is going to come back and say, hey, what's up? And ruin your life again. But I don't really see any kind of indication of that really happening. If anything else, I really see that you, Taurus, are really putting to sleep or putting an end to crazy situations that you've experienced in the past with these people that you already know, right, from the past behind you, that you don't even want to be in, and that you, even if you have a choice, you're not even going to participate in. The Knight of Wands is about, because the reason why it is I'm saying that in the first place, let me adjust this. Okay, there you go. Is because of the Knight of Wands, and that you realize that you essentially had to fight to get out, right? When it comes to hanging out with dysfunctional people, it's very easy to hang out with them. But when it comes to getting out, right, it's very easy to fall into the chaos of hanging out with them because they make it appealing and people make it easy, right? But when it comes to the dysfunctions, getting to know them, what's going on, them being dysfunctional, them wasting time, them doing all of this type of stuff, it's not very easy to get out of. It's very much so a fight because you're invested in them. And that investment, that emotional investment of wanting the relationship to go back to being originally what it is at first is what keeps y'all hooked, right? Anyone hooked, no matter the zodiac sign. So the Knight of Wands is about you, Taurus, understanding that it does not have to play out like that, where the two of you have to end romantically, it has to end peacefully, it has to end well. More than likely, it's gonna end in a blaze of glory, in the sense that the relationship, if a person is dysfunctional, right, if those conditions are met, where they are dysfunctional, the relationship more than likely is going to end dysfunctionally. That's why it is I was talking about it will crash and burn. Because functional relationships, more often times than not, do not end dysfunctionally. They end on some sort of peaceful departure. But then you have the Hermit and the Two of Pentacles, right? And these are now blind spots that a lot of you, Taurus, have been able to identify even within yourselves that you didn't want to at first, but then you realize that it is very important that you do. The Hermit represents the realization of understanding things that you didn't, the realization of understanding yourself and your surroundings, as well as the Two of Pentacles, the frustration that comes with it, and the decision that was being made that is now strongly made within yourselves, that there are some things that you, Taurus, have to essentially, handle. The being attached to someone, especially when they are dysfunctional. A lot of you, Taurus, realize that you're going to have to develop traits in which the only types of people that you should have some sort of an attachment to are people that would want to do right by you. If not, the Ace of Cups, right? When it's time for you to let it go, it's time for you to let it go. This is not you, this is you, walking away from them, asleep on you, right? Because far too often in 2023 and earlier, 2022, 2021, You would have people that would be very much so dysfunctional to you, that would sleep on you, in the sense that they would sleep on the things that you needed, who you were. You may have tried to have a conversation with those people about what it is that you wanted, and you may have perceived that they didn't really take what it is that you had to say even into consideration whatsoever. They would say yeah, and it's like it would go in one ear and out the other. So a lot of you realize that, you should not be so attached to someone that would even do that to you in the first place. They would immediately ostracize or minimize not only your value, but what it is that you say that you even need to exist in a relationship. Then you have the Four of Wands and the Death card. The Four of Wands and the Death card over here, right, is now about how you're looking for a family setting, but the Death card represents you realize that you will have to go about getting it, but in a different way. The idea, and what I mean by that is the idea of you, Taurus, essentially dating in a typical fashion is not going to work. And what I mean, to be even more specific, is that you, Taurus, have to stop dating the way that society tells you, or the way that society has chosen they want to date. And the way that society has chosen the way to date is quite dysfunctionally. It's about clout, Instagram pictures, who has the biggest bum, who's the most prettiest in the face, who's a 10, and all this other type of crap, who has the nicest car, who has the longest car, which compensates for something, who's the most handsome, who's the tallest giant on earth. You got to be 100 feet tall, stand. You got to be so tall if you lift your feet up and balanced on the other foot, you can't see the bottom of it, because that's how tall you are. You know how it is. This goofy nonsense. And you Taurus now have to realize that the Death card, right? Whole new transformation, the way that your physical body looks. A lot of you Taurus may be getting some more exercise, changing up your body, right? Totally brand new makeover. Let's clarify the Eight of Cups. All right. Six of Wands, Star card, the Knight of Wands, the Chariot. Like it is, as I said before. The Six of Wands and the Star card. Right. You being the star ultimately, but other people trying to essentially take your light. And it's ironic because you have the Star card. But you being the star, meaning that you're the one that has more to offer. But at the same time, other people, like I said, the Eight of Cups, trying to, right, the one that's asleep, which is them trying to downplay, oh, you bring that, cool. Even though that's what it is that they need. They're bums, basically. So a lot of you Taurus are realizing, oh, okay, you're actually the one that's the star. That's right. And that you came down to earth to deal with bums, but now it's time for you to actually go right back up again. You gotta interact with other stars. You can't be hanging out with low budget Jet Lees. You can't hang out with low budget Chris Rocks. You can't hang out with low budget Chris Evans, and you certainly can't hang out with low budget Bad Bunnies. I don't even know. So now the Knight of Wands and the Chariot is about how there's not a lot of, there's not a lot of Hispanic, actors like that in mainstream, if I'm keeping it a buck with you. I spent my whole life hanging around Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. They're a very to themselves group of, generally speaking, right? I'm not trying to, you know, because my best friend is Puerto Rican. My best friend is Puerto Rican. So, and I knew my best friend for 20, 26 years, 27 years. And so, you know, very, people that like to stick amongst themselves don't really shake things up like that too much, even though you should. For any Hispanic people watching, by the way, because I know I have a lot of Mexican fans. Shout outs to y'all. But the Knight of Wands and the Chariot now is about how, like it is that I said before. So, like, there's much more of you. Like, a lot of you Taurus are not going to be playing second fiddle. And the Death card represents, like I said, a complete makeover, but taking care of the weight, right? The Judgment, Ten of Cups, the Strength, yeah, and the Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords. Much more going to the gym, right? The zodiac signs that have the most weight attached to them is Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Cancer. Yeah, so Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Crabs, right? Sagittarius as well. So you're you're a complete makeover, right? You have a few extra pounds, going to start taking more care of yourselves personally, right? Personal health. Like I said, the way that your clothes are going to fit amazing, differently, a complete makeover. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even makeover of physical body, your residence, the people that you associate yourself with. And because you want new results, you Taurus want new results. You want to be able to hang out with people that are, like I said, stars, people that have functional lives, that are staying away from the goofies, that had their time, and they understand why it's a good idea to stop hanging out with reprobates. It's not about the stereotyping. It's about the fact that when you try to pull these people up, they're so bent on self-destruction and trying to bring anybody else along with them. Can't keep them around you.